Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Here you're going to see me prepare my quinoa mix. This is my quinoa mix, and there you see my quinoa that I have already prepared. So this is like leftover, but I prepare my quinoa in my rice cooker. And so once I put it in a rice cooker, it comes out perfectly every time. It's not mushed or too dry. It's perfect when I prepare it that way. So my quinoa mix that I usually make, this is a staple for my meals. I use it for everything. Even when I go to Chipotle and buy a sofritas bowl, I always come home. I get little rice, little brown rice, and then I will come home and add my quinoa to my beans. Usually it's just beans and in the sofritas and my Chipotle. But okay, enough about Chipotle. So here you'll see me put my olive oil in the pan, and you see how my pan is kind of slighted. Some is off level with my kitchen. And so I like to, when I put in my garlic, I like to kind of just put it in the oil. If I just put it in the middle of the pan, it start popping everywhere. And so I always put in my garlic and tilt my skillet so that it's being, the garlic is being put directly onto the oil. And then I just kind of get it hot and kind of cooked in the oil before I even out the pan. Again, just this is so that my garlic in the oil is not popping as much when I first put it in. And so you'll see the garlic just kind of fry in the oil or being sauteed in the oil. Once all of it turns a good coated white, and then you'll see me just kind of even it out and add my other ingredients. Now, my quinoa mix, and I just usually call it just the quinoa mix, but my staples in my quinoa mix is always the garlic, red pepper, red pepper, green and yellow peppers. I usually buy them whole, and then I'll cut them up and put them in Ziploc bags and freeze them so that I can just have them easily when I'm preparing my meal, my quinoa. And so you'll see me add that in there. I add some dry cabbage, a cabbage mix that I usually cut up. This time I had some salad bags that was like on sale at the store. And so I grabbed some. They usually have the quinoa, the cabbage in the salad bags, and I grabbed some of that and I'm using that today. But here you'll see me add my peppers to the oil and garlic. And just how you see that garlic, browning way too quickly, that's what will happen if I left my pan, flat and put it over in there. That's why I always try to mix it in the oil first. So I'm putting my peppers in there as quickly as I can. I'm at the end of the bag for this, and so a lot of it is water, and so I don't want to just dump over the whole contents inside of the skillet, because then it will pop a lot. You see it popping here now, but I just stir that in with the oil, saute that up really good. So that's just the oil, the garlic, and the peppers that I use. And sometimes I won't do it in this video, but sometimes I'll add plantains to my quinoa mix to make it sweet. I add different things. Sometimes I'll do a curry mix. I have some curry sauce. Sometimes I'll put it in this, but this is just my basic quinoa mix. And this quinoa mix, again, I use it on the side. I put it on top of my sweet potato. And I also add it to my salads. Salad is usually what I'm eating for lunch. And so I'll prepare my quinoa mix and just put it in a bowl. And then I'll just add that to my salad. So here you see me just putting some onion powder to the peppers being sauteed. And it is popping like crazy. But that's what I want. The oil is nice and hot. You know, saute up them peppers real good. Get the flavor of the garlic in it and all of that good stuff inside. I had already cut up some marshmallows, not marshmallows, some mushrooms on the side. And so there you see me adding the mushrooms to the pan. And that's going to really soak up the oil and make that real good. You'll see me tasting it in a minute. And again, I am cooking for one. I'm cooking for myself. And so, yes, I taste out of the skillet and probably use the same utensil, but that is just me. I just cook for myself. And so you'll see how the mushroom is really soaking up that oil. I'm getting them ready to really be sauteed within the mix, get that flavor in. And again, just because my skillet, you know, it kind of tilts to one side, I just continue to just mix it, keep mixing it so it's not sitting too long on one end. And then some of my pieces be charred, you know, just kind of burnt a little bit. Although I do like, when I do prepare my spinach, I like it to be charred just a little bit, but that's not for this video. So then you'll see me adding some more onion pepper in there. And then I'm going to add some salt. It's the pink salt that I use. Just grind it up in my hand first and then sprinkle it into the pan. Got a good mix. I still like the peppers to be kind of, you know, have a nice little crunch to it sometimes. And so, because of a lot of the food that I eat and prepare is soft food, and so I'm usually missing a crunch factor. And so, you know, I try to have something on the side that will give me that crunch factor. And that's a lot of times what the cabbage does as well. When I add the cabbage, I'm never really cooking it all the way down, just so I could have some type of crunch in it. But so that is good. And then I believe I add the cabbage next. Cabbage mix. That's what I have. This cabbage mix had some broccoli as well, some broccoli shavings, some kale, cabbage, and I think that was it. You'll see me mix that over in there pretty good. So this is the base before I add my quinoa over. Again, the quinoa is already cooked, and so I just add it to the mix. When I first went vegan, what I did was just made sure my plate stayed colorful. And so as long as I had colors represented on my plate, I was pretty good. And so I still kind of live by that now. But here you see me adding some oregano to it. And tossing it. Get it mixed in pretty good. This usually takes me a good 15, no more than 20 minutes, depending on how big I'm making, how much of a portion I'm making, and what all I'm adding in there. But this was just dinner, and some of it will be my lunch for tomorrow that I'll add to my salad. And so this is just a small serving that I'll have for tonight. And then there is my quinoa, already cooked quinoa from my rice cooker. And I just add enough in there. Not too much, because then all of the vegetables and things will be lost in it. But give that a good mix. It really soaks up the rest of that oil. And then you'll see me, just for an additional flavor, I put in vegetable stock, just a little, just so, again, just for flavor. I don't use a lot of store-bought seasoning as far as the artificial type of seasonings. So it's mainly just garlic powder, onion powder, and then the herbs. I have some basil leaves, oregano, turmeric I add. You'll see me add the turmeric in the end. And then cayenne pepper to give it a little spice. So you'll see me add some cayenne pepper and then the turmeric just to top it off. Just let that simmer till some of the juices from the vegetable stock is kind of rendered out. Still nice and fluffy and light. And I'm going in for the taste. Pretty good. And now finishing it off with my cayenne pepper and the turmeric. And that is that. At this point, you cut off the fire because it's done, it's cooked. That is the cayenne pepper. Give that a good little mix, turn it over a couple of times. And last, I add the turmeric. If you cook with turmeric, you already know that's going to stain everything that you got. And so just turn that over a couple of times, get that mixed in. And it is finished. That is my quick and easy quinoa mix. This is the very basic. You know, again, like I said, a lot of times I'm adding things to it. But this is the very basic quinoa mix that I like to add in all of my dishes, most of my dishes. And then I provide my plate. You'll see when I plate it up, I thought I had more sweet potatoes, so don't laugh at my little small side of sweet potato. But you have my quinoa mix, some sliced up cooked beets, sweet potatoes, and then the cabbage salad for the side. And that is my meal. Thanks for watching.